Alright, it's Staley. We got another guitar up here. It's the Yamaha again. You know, the bridge was off of this, and I ultimately bought the Thompson belly bridge reducer or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, the actual name. Anyway, these are the pieces for it. There's another piece on the inside that go with the bottom clamps. These are actually, I wrote like concave, and convex on these, just as a quick, view of them instead of having to look at them real close. This one's convex as well, and the one on the inside is concave, so they kind of meet one another. And let me show you what we got going on the inside here. So you can see that metal plate there that's over the bridge plate, and then the clamps are on the end of it there, and then there's this middle one. So the next step is to put these metal bars in some hot water and get them hot, and then wet down the surface of the bridge area here, and then clamp them together for 24 hours. I've heard that you can clamp them for longer periods, which I'm going to do, but hopefully this helps us reduce that bulge that tends to happen because of string tension over time. Alright, well, hope this finds y'all well. Well, here we are a few days later. We're back on the Yamaha, and this is actually the bridge being glued back on. So we did the Thompson belly bulge reducer tool, and we let that sit for about 4 days actually. And then when I pulled that off, I directly cleaned up the surface of the bridge, the back of the bridge, and then the top, and then we glued it right on. So I'm hoping to be able to, maybe even sometime today, glue this or string this up so we can see if that's helped with the height of the strings. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of wondering if the Thompson belly bulge tool is actually more for when the strings like pull through to some degree, not necessarily having the bulge like out here. So we'll have to see how this works. Let me zoom in here. I got most of the cracks and stuff that I caused when I was doing the fret work mostly filled. You can barely feel them, but I'll still need to kind of polish that out. There's a fair amount of polishing work to do here just to kind of learn. And then the neck crack also is fully glued up and mostly smooth as well. That's this side. Trying to get you a clear view here. But yeah. Alright, I got the saddle here. It's a lot of work to go from this thick piece of bone here to this tiny little piece. But that's all I had. Looks like I got a quarter of this, or I got this big chunk. Anyways, we'll keep working here. Put this on here and see what it sounds like. See what the action is, because it was really high at 140. That was, I think, 60 thousandths that I took off. So we should be getting down to somewhat playable now. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, here we go. This is that brake on the back of the Yamaha here, and it's been glued up, so it's solid. What I'm going to do is try and backfill it a little bit with super glue, and that way it's not jagged, so you won't catch your hand on it, you don't cut yourself, that kind of thing. After seeing what Jeff did on the Auden with repairing the cracks and stuff, I want to explore that a little bit, and this is honestly the perfect perfect test piece here. So let's glue it up. I'll come back and show you what we did. Okay, we got glue on there. You know, I always wonder with super glue if I'm going to make a mistake. It's so easy to do. But we'll let this dry. We'll scrape off the excess. And, you know, when we come back to kind of buffing the guitar out and stuff on the top, we can sand and buff on this too. Alright, here's the result. This is the bone saddle that I made for it. We lowered it 60 thousandths. You know, of course, I also reamed the bridge pin holes, you know, and got them to fit right. We could also take and basically cut into the bridge here and allow the string to go down a little bit more rapidly to get the downward pressure that we need, but I don't think we need it right now. It sounds pretty good. And when I measure it, we're at 90 thousandths, which is pretty acceptable. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's a lot better than 140 thousandths. Let me pause this. I'm going to flip you over and or flip the guitar over so you can see where I've been working on the back. Alright, so this is where we're at. I just put the super glue on there, you know, smoothed it out, sanded a little bit so it's flat. And now I'm going to go into finer sandpaper and clean this up, and then we can buff it out in the end, kind of like we still need to do for the top around the bridge. So there is still some work to do, but it's definitely in playable condition now. Let me see if I can get you a little bit of a clip of what it sounds like. The strings on this are Diodario. I think they're EJ16s. They're the 11s. pretty good. I think we could say this is saved, because it was totally broken. I hope you enjoyed this series. There'll still be some more videos on this to do the finish work and stuff like that. So look forward to that. In the future, let's see, we got a little bit of work to do on the Ibanez Geo. And then I will be doing some work on a fender. That may or may not be on camera, I'm not sure yet. And then we're going to get into the silver tone, probably. So look forward to that. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate it. Feel free to like and subscribe. Comment. You know, drop me some feedback. You know, do you like this Yamaha guitar? Do you think it's worth it to save lower end guitars that may be needing work? I don't know. There's a lot of work that went into that. You know, of course, some of it's, you know, the learning factor. You know, whether or not we needed to pull the bridge off, that's another thing to be discussed later down the road. Probably not. But now I have the skill. I would say that the bridge is probably glued on better, but you know, we'll see about that over time. I did not add the bridge doctor to that yet. Not sure if I want to or if it's needed. But yeah, thank you again for watching. I love all y'all out there, and don't forget to play your guitar today.